The world watched in anticipation as ASAP Rocky faced one of the most challenging moments of his life, a trial that could have changed his future forever. The 36-year-old rapper, whose real name is Rakim Mayers, had been accused of firing a gun at his former friend, ASAP Relli, Terrell Efron, in Hollywood back in 2021. After weeks of courtroom battles, intense testimonies, and legal arguments, the verdict was finally in. ASAP Rocky was found not guilty of all charges. The moment the jury announced their decision, the courtroom was filled with raw emotions. Rihanna, Rocky's longtime partner and global superstar, was there to support him, and when the words "not guilty" were spoken, she couldn't hold back her relief. Tears streamed down her face as she rushed towards Rocky, and in a heartfelt moment, the rapper dove into the gallery and wrapped his arms around her. The couple shared an emotional embrace, a symbol of resilience, love, and victory after a long, grueling battle. It was a moment of vindication for the rapper, who had maintained his innocence throughout the trial. Just days before, he had turned down a plea deal that would have landed him in jail for 6 months. Instead, he chose to gamble on his fate in front of a jury, hoping they would see the truth. It was a high-stakes decision, but it ultimately paid off. The jurors ruled that there was reasonable doubt in the case, allowing Rocky to walk free. From the moment he was arrested, the case had been surrounded by controversy. Prosecutors had claimed that Rocky lured Relli to a parking garage in Hollywood, where a confrontation turned violent. According to Relli, Rocky pulled a gun from his waistband, pointed it at him, and fired 2 shots, with one bullet grazing his hand. The alleged victim said he feared for his life and was traumatized by the incident. But Rocky and his defense team told a very different story. His lawyers argued that there was never a real gun involved, only a prop gun that fired blanks, which Rocky had taken from a music video set months earlier. The defense claimed that Rocky used the fake gun as a warning shot because Relli was attacking another member of their group. The incident, they said, had been twisted into something far more serious than what actually happened. Throughout the trial, both sides presented their arguments with intensity. Prosecutors painted Rocky as a reckless and dangerous figure, accusing him of thinking he was above the law because of his fame. They argued that he acted out of anger and revenge, using a firearm to intimidate and threaten his former friend. They also claimed that Rihanna's presence in court, along with their 2 young children, was an attempt to sway the jury's emotions. But the defense fired back, insisting that the case was nothing more than an elaborate setup meant to extort money from Rocky. His lead attorney, Joe Tacopina, called Relli a pathological liar who had repeatedly changed his story. Tacopina argued that the entire situation was a desperate attempt to ruin Rocky's career and that there was zero physical evidence proving the rapper fired a real gun. This lack of evidence became one of the biggest turning points in the case. Police had searched the scene of the alleged shooting for hours, but found no shell casings, no gun, and no concrete proof that a firearm had been discharged. However, in a bizarre twist, Relli later returned to the scene himself and miraculously discovered 2 bullet casings, raising serious doubts about his credibility. The jury was instructed to consider whether Rocky had acted in self-defense. If they believed he reasonably feared for his safety that night, they had the right to rule him not guilty. In the end, the jury did not need to agree on why they believed Rocky was innocent, only that the prosecution had failed to prove his guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. As soon as the verdict was read, the courtroom erupted. Rihanna, who had been attending the trial sporadically, burst into tears and hugged Rocky's defense team. Meanwhile, Rocky, who had remained composed throughout the trial, could no longer hold back his emotions. He leaped over the seats and embraced Rihanna tightly, holding on to her for what felt like an eternity. It was a moment that spoke volumes, a sign of relief, triumph, and unwavering love. For Rihanna, this trial had been more than just a legal battle. It had been a fight for her family, for the father of her children, and for justice. She had stood by Rocky's side through the darkest moments, showing loyalty and strength in the face of uncertainty. Their public display of affection in court only solidified what fans already knew: their bond was unbreakable. With the trial now behind him, Rocky can finally focus on rebuilding his life and career. The case had cast a long shadow over him, affecting his music and public image. But now that he is officially a free man, fans are eager to see what's next for the rapper. Many are speculating that he will channel his emotions into new music, using his experience as inspiration for his next album. But the legal battle may not be completely over. Rocky's attorney has hinted at potential legal action against Relli, accusing him of fabricating the story for financial gain. If Rocky decides to take this route, it could open up an entirely new chapter in this already dramatic saga. Meanwhile, the not guilty verdict has sparked a massive debate online. Some fans are celebrating what they believe is justice served, while others argue that the prosecution failed to present strong enough evidence. The case has divided opinions, with some people convinced of Rocky's innocence and others feeling like he got lucky. Regardless of where people stand on the issue, one thing is undeniable: ASAP Rocky is free, and he's ready to move forward. He has survived one of the biggest legal challenges of his life, and with Rihanna by his side, he is set to enter a new chapter, one that hopefully brings more success, more music, and less controversy. Now, we want to hear from you. Do you think ASAP Rocky's not guilty verdict was the right decision? Was justice served, or do you believe the prosecution had a stronger case? Drop your thoughts in the comments section, and let's talk about it. And before you go, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more exclusive celebrity news and updates.